Hello, hello, and welcome. My name is Jay, and I'm your StriveScan facilitator for this evening. We are so happy to have you here. We have 5 great schools who have 6 minutes each to give you a lot of great information. So we just want to welcome you to the Illinois Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. So thank you so much for joining us. So just some housekeeping items before we go ahead and get started with our presenters. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type questions to them at any time. The only ask is that you go ahead and state the school you're asking the question to, so the right person answers the right question. Also, your camera and microphone are off, so don't worry, you can see and hear us, but we cannot see and hear you. Now, this is just one of many sessions that are happening here, so if you want to sign up and register for more, we have multiple sessions you can register for. Also, this is being recorded. So within about 1 week, you can go to strivescan.com/Illinois and get this recording in case you need to follow up or find anything else out. But I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking now, and I'm gonna bring up our first presenter here from Cabot University. Come on up.
Thank you very much. All right, let me get my timer started here. So my name is Ramsey. I'm the admissions counselor and alumnus of Cabot University, which is an American university in the heart of Rome, Italy. So if you guys have any questions about what it's like living there or being a student, I can answer those questions as well. But yeah, I'll jump right into it. So a few things to know right off the bat. We are a small institution. We're just over 1,000 students. Usually we're a little bit more in non-COVID times, but right now we're just over 1,000. But we do have students from over 70 countries. So it's a very international and diverse environment, multicultural environment. Like I said, small schools, so small classes, 15 to 1 student to professor ratio. Small school, but so you get those small classes, but you also get Rome, which is a big city. So you get the big city resources as well. Like I said, we are an American accredited university, so you can definitely get that degree from us and come back to the US, and it's just like earning a degree in the US, but you get to live in Rome for 4 years, so kind of better in my opinion. But yeah, I'll touch on the campuses and the tuition and all of that. So a few things to know that kind of set us aside about Cabot. I think on-site learning and learning by doing can be summed up in experiential learning. Of course, learning through your experiences, which in my opinion is by far the best way to be learning, especially in college, when you can actually go outside and use Rome as a resource and go to the piazza or the talk or the museum or whatever it is and see or touch what you're learning about, rather than reading in a textbook. It just changes the entire learning experience. So, and there's so many resources in Rome to use, not just art history, but so many different things. And I can tell you from my experience, the professors really like to use that, take the kids outside of class and, go outside into Rome. But it is that American style learning environment, like I touched upon. Our professors are really a good reflection of our student body because they're from so many different backgrounds as well, from PhDs in some of the best universities in the world. So yeah, it's a very multicultural environment, and we have students from all around the world, which I think is a very important piece of education, is having that diversity. But of course, COVID is a thing. This past fall and spring, we've been somewhat in person. We've had a hybrid model going, so remote and in-person classes going, and we're very hopeful for fall 2021. We actually have a bunch of students coming from the US, and we're being super lenient with refunds and deposit refunds. We're obviously following all of the EU and Italian laws and keeping it as safe as possible, but we do have high hopes. So we are a university. It's not just going to Rome and walking around eating pizza and pasta, but you will be studying. We have 14 majors and 19 minors, and a few academic support services. I definitely used the Writing Center when I was there quite a lot because you do a lot of writing in a liberal arts institution. Here's our list of majors. I studied communications and minored in humanistic studies. We have this list as well as minors, and then a few others like mathematics and philosophy. But if you guys have any questions specifically about these, let me know. Yeah. Something big at Cabot is our career services. So we have partnerships with over 650 companies in and outside of Rome. It's a very common thing that students get internships before they graduate. We hold 3 career fairs every year where we invite some of these companies over to the school. You can talk to them, see what they're looking for in an applicant, give them your resume. As you can see, over 80% of the students who are interviewed actually get the position. So yeah, and it's not just for business students or economics and finance students, it's for all of our students, because there's so many different organizations in Rome, and we have partnerships with a lot of them. So yeah. But we put a lot into our student services at JCU because we're a smaller school, so we have a lot of student-led clubs and organizations. I think the clubs kind of reflect Rome itself. I mean, you just have so many different options, and I think it's what you bring to the table. I was a photographer, so I drifted towards the like media and film communications club, but there's also newspaper club and theater society and fashion club and grassroots. There's a bunch of different ones, so I think it's really what you bring to the table. We do have athletics, so soccer is our biggest team because of course it's Italy, and soccer is a huge thing over there, but we have basketball and volleyball, and we even have cheerleading and some of the smaller sports as well. Our trips and activities, I mean, I keep saying going back to using Rome, but it's such a great place, and we do day trips to around Rome, and we do weekend trips to further cities in Italy. So it's nice because a lot of these places you wouldn't be able to get to, except John Cabot kind of helps you out with like a bus or a way to get there and get back. So yeah, definitely no shortage of exploration. So our tuition, all in all, for both full year, including the meal plan and the health insurance, is just under $27,000. That's without any scholarships. So we do take the FAFSA, and then we also have our own need-based and merit-based scholarships as well. And as you can see, over 85% of our students receive some sort of scholarship from us. So it's very likely that you do. I'm running out of time, so I'll kind of jump through these pictures of the campus, but I'll let you know that it is an urban campus. So, a few buildings near each other in Rome within 3-4 minutes walking. But when you're outside of our buildings, you're just in the streets of Rome, and that's kind of the best part. Our Tiber campus has our cafeteria, and then we also have our own art studio Rome is a very artistic place, so we have a lot of art students. But yeah, we have our own accommodation, our own housing. It is all apartment style. They're all 24-hour security and different locations, but they're all similar in that they are all apartment styles. Applying is just like applying to any other American institution, and we are not requiring the SATs or the ACTs for this year, so you don't have to worry about that. But that's my time. If you guys had your phones out and wanted to scan this QR code, it has everything I was just talking about. But yeah, again, my name is Ramsey, and John Cabot University in Rome, Italy. If you guys have questions, let me know.
Awesome, thank you so much. We are going to move right along now to our second presenter with Maynooth University. Come on up.
Hi, everybody. Just give me 1 second and I'm going to share my screen. There we go. So hi, everybody. My name is Patty Hayden, and I'm representing Maynooth University in County Kildare, Ireland. As you can tell, I am not from Ireland. I'm actually from Indiana, so another Midwesterner. So hey, all you guys out there, thanks for joining us tonight. So I ended up coming to Ireland on a work abroad program, and then ended up doing my master's degree at Maynooth University. And so one of the questions I'm always asked is, why Ireland? So there's there's several reasons, but a few of them are that Ireland is ranked 12th at the Global Peace Index. And what that means for you and I would be that it's a safe environment, it's welcoming, it's diverse, and it's extremely friendly. When you hear the stories about how nice and friendly the Irish are and helpful, it is so true. And I can attest to that from personal experience. And I think that's one of the main reasons that international students have such a great experience in Ireland because of the environment that they're in. So just to give a little context, I know I needed this when I was looking at Ireland as a possible choice for schools. And just to let you know, it's located west of England and Europe, and it's tiny. It's about the size of Indiana. So just so it'll put that into context for you a little bit, that you can really see a lot of Ireland in a short period of time. And when you're studying in Ireland, you will want to take time to do weekends on the west coast of Ireland and down in the south, because it is amazingly beautiful. And 21 years later, I'm still amazed by the beauty. So that's a really cool thing. It's also a gateway to Europe. So if you wanted to pop over to Paris for a weekend or London, very, very easy to do as well. So the second question I get is, well, where is Maynooth? So it's only 15 miles away from Dublin city center, which makes it really handy if you want to go into Dublin for a day or a weekend, or to get on another bus or a train and go a little further afield into Ireland. So yeah, only 15 miles away from Dublin city center, and the bus and the train are literally outside the gates of campus. So really easy to get around. So the second question I'm always asked after why Ireland is, well, why Maynooth? Again, several reasons, but just to give you a few, there is a really good mix of the old and the new. On the top picture, you'll see there is St. Joseph's Hall, which dates back to 1795. And when our students, our international students go in St. Joseph's Hall, they all mention that it's like Hogwarts. So that's a really cool spot. And then the bottom picture there is our library. So you do get that mix of old and new. You get the historic background of Maynooth University, along with state-of-the-art research and teaching facilities. The other thing that I really liked about Maynooth when I was a student is that we really do prioritize the student experience, and not just the academic side, but the social side of things as well. There's over 100 clubs and societies you can join. We have a very active students union. So there's lots to do and get involved in when you're a student at Maynooth University. And then of course, the career prospects and development. Maynooth University is adjacent to what we call Ireland's Silicon Valley. So we have really close ties with a lot of the local multinational businesses that are based in Kildare, but we also have 50 multinational companies based in Ireland. So everything from Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, Intel, Hewlett Packard, and the list goes on. So a lot of opportunities there as well. And then so just, yeah, really quick, Ireland's fastest growing university, 13,000 students from over 90 countries. We have 4 faculties and 34 academic departments. So really anything that you might be interested in studying, we would probably offer it here at Maynooth. Minimum entry requirements, 3.0 out of 4.0. We are also test flexible, so don't worry if you don't have those ACT or SAT scores. You can apply anyway. Our tuition is about $16,000 to $18,000, and we're about $34,000 all in for everything for the year. We also have scholarships available. We are FAFSA, so you can apply, you can put Maynooth down on your FAFSA form, and we offer the direct loan program, Sallie Mae, and VA as well. So you can apply super easy on the Common App, which you're probably familiar with. It's also really nice that US citizens don't require a visa, so that just makes it super easy as well. You can apply up to July 1st of that coming academic year. And once you apply, you'll hear from our admissions team within about 14 days with an offer, or if they are looking for more information, they'll let you know, but you're not left waiting. They'll let you know exactly where you stand within a couple of weeks. So that's really nice. And then finally, just my name again, and that's my email, QR code if you want to get some more information that I just talked about. And if you have any questions, pop them in the chat. I'd be happy to answer them. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Here, we're going to move right along to our third presenter with Oxford Brookes.
Hi everyone. My name is Siobhan Frank. I'm the Global Recruitment Manager here at Oxford Brookes University. I help students from the US, Canada, and Mexico come to study in the UK. Like many of my other colleagues here tonight, not originally from the UK, I'm from Canada, but I did move here about 3 years ago. So I am located in the UK in Oxford itself. So a little bit about Oxford Brookes. Oxford Brookes is a mid-sized university. We have about 18,000 students. Like a lot of UK universities, you're going to notice that there's a higher international student population. So about 17% of our student body is made up of international students, and they do come from over 140 different countries. And that is just because UK universities tend to have a little bit more of an international focus. Now, we are located in the beautiful city of Oxford, which may sound familiar to you. We do share the city with another university. So here we've got in Oxford, we've got two universities. We've got Oxford Brookes University and the University of Oxford. The universities share a really good relationship with one another. So by coming to Oxford Brookes, you'll be able to get access to the University of Oxford's Bodleian Library, which is a very large library system. It's one of 4 legal repositories here in the UK. So every book that's printed in the UK, the Bodleian Library gets a copy of it. So if ever you Google Oxford, you'll see a really large round building, and that's kind of a famous building here. It's called the Radcliffe Camera, and that's part of that library system. So you'll be able to get access to that. Also, as an Oxford Brookes student, you will be able to get access to the Oxford Union, which is a debating society, but they also hold all sorts of different events, including a number of different talks. So they've had anywhere from Game of Thrones cast to political and world leaders to famous rappers come and speak. So it is quite an interesting opportunity that you can take advantage of as well. Now, Oxford itself has a very high student population, so 1 in every 4 adults are students. That means that it is very much a student-friendly city, and there are plenty of activities going on regardless of what your interests are as a student here. So I've just included a few pictures for you. Up here on the top left, you can see the Broad Street. That's kind of one of our main downtown streets here in Oxford, and that gives you a sense of what it looks like downtown. In the middle there, you can see our High Street, which is kind of our equivalent to a main street. Usually you'll see a lot of shops, restaurants, etc. along there. Bottom left, you can see our School of Law, which is our School of Law building and where our law students study. Over here on our right, you can also see our John Henry Brookes building, much, much newer. It was finished in 2014, very strong architectural presence. And that's because we have a very strong architecture program here at the university. So that ethos runs throughout with all of the new buildings. Now, we do hold a number of accolades, including being among the world's top universities in 13 different subject areas. This includes things like business and management, politics and international studies, English language and literature, engineering, real estate, and social studies. We're also ranked 2nd, according to the Times Higher Education Young University Rankings in teaching, and 95% of our students move on to further employment or further study within 6 months of graduating. Now, why Oxford Brookes? It's more than just our accolades. By coming to study here, you're going to get a really nice international experience. You're going to meet a lot of different international friends. I think very similar to, again, if you come to study at an international school, it's going to give you a chance to meet different kinds of people, particularly too, I mean, employers are looking more and more for employees who do have some type of international competency in the workplace. So by coming in to study and live abroad, you'll be able to learn kind of those international competencies. Now over here on our left-hand side, I always love kind of pointing to this picture. It's one of the great reasons to come study here in Oxford. So this is called punting, and some of our students are on the river there. That's the River Cherwell. And punting is a little bit like a gondola. You kind of see everyone in the summer on the river, either picnicking or kind of boating along, which is really great. Now about Oxford Brookes, our faculties, we've got 4 main faculties. So we have the Oxford Brookes Business School, Health and Life Sciences, Humanities and Social Sciences, and Technology, Design, and the Environment. Within that, we have a number of different departments and schools. So there's all sorts of different subject areas that you can study. We do have over 200 undergraduate programs, many of which are 3 years in length. But many of our programs also include what's called the sandwich mode or work placement year. So you can add an additional year to get that work experience. So it is very important to the university and to all of our staff here to make sure that our students are well equipped for employment when they leave. So making sure that you get all of the experiences necessary. Now, if you did choose to go that work experience route, we do have a special placements team to help our students as well. Now, again, prior to coming to the university, we were formerly a polytechnic. So initially started as a school of art in 1865. We became formally recognized as a university in 1992. So we are one of the younger universities. But because we've got that polytechnic history, we do have a really strong kind of ethos in that applied learning and those applied settings. So making sure that all of our equipment are up to date and all of the resources and faculties or facilities that you're using as a student is really important here at Brookes. So here on our left-hand side, you can see some of our motorsport engineering, some of our sport and exercise science, some of the equipment that they're going to be using. Now, again, very similar. We've gone test optional this year, so we go from a 3.0 GPA and above. itself. I've listed here kind of our previous ones. Our tuition runs from 14 to 17,000, and we do accept FAFSA, Veterans Loans Affairs, and Sallie Mae loans. Thanks so much. And if you've got any questions at all, feel free to get in touch at sfrank@brookes.ac.uk.
Awesome, thank you very much. We are now halfway through our evening and going to our fourth presenter, University of East Anglia. Come on up.
Thank you so much. Glad I remembered to remove my blocker from my camera. My name is Alana Stewart. I'm the regional manager for the University of East Anglia, and I am based in Michigan, so just over the lake to the east of all of you. University of East Anglia is also known as UEA. We were founded in 1963, so we are relatively young, but we've done a great job at establishing ourselves since then, as we are a world top 200 institution and within the UK top 25. We are a public campus-based research institution, so the professors that you learn under are contributing to their field and producing that top-level research and are highly cited. We do have a wide variety of subject areas. It amounts to essentially 160 or more undergraduate courses or majors that you can choose from. Our campus size is at about 17,000 students, of which 17% are international, representing a variety of countries from around the world. The university is located in England, like Oxford Brookes was. We're a little bit farther over to the east in the city of Norwich, England, about an hour and a half northeast of London by train. We do have our own international airport there that you can fly directly into. You are also able to fly into London and take a bus or a train upwards. That area called East Anglia is beautiful countryside, so there's kind of peaceful rolling farmlands, but we also have the largest city located in that area in Norwich, which is about 130,000 people. It is a shopping destination. It is a very affordable and safe city to live. We've won awards for that, and also we have one of the highest number of vegan restaurants per person. So that just speaks to kind of the eclectic nature that is Norwich. I happened to watch Jingle Jangle on Netflix over the holiday season. That was partially filmed in Norwich, so the snowball fighting scene was there. So you've seen a little bit of the city, even if you haven't necessarily heard of it. But we always talk about Norwich as being one of the best points to the university. UEA itself is 3 miles from the proper city center, so kind of on the outskirts of the city, on 320 acres of parkland. We do have accommodation students can stay in. In the UK, it is usually single space, so you'd have your own room. You also have the option to have your own bathroom, but you kind of have different budget levels depending on what you have to spend at university, which is nice. We have one of the largest indoor sports parks in Great Britain. So you can see that on the right-hand side with all the pitches, fields, and courts. You can get some sports scholarship if you are athletically talented enough, or if you just want to stay fit, you can utilize the Olympic-sized swimming pool as well as the rock climbing wall. Our student union features pubs as well as a music venue. So in a good non-COVID year, we would get 60 or more live music gigs. The library is open 24/7 for a quiet place to study. We also do have the brand new science facility that you saw on our first slide. So if you're into any of the STEM fields, you'd pretty much be home there. And then we also have an engineering facility called Productivity East that allows community engineers as well as our student engineers to cross-collaborate. Up in the top left-hand corner, you will see the Sainsbury Center for Visual Arts. Also behind me, you see the front side of it. And the reason I mention that is because it is in the Avengers films, and it is featured as the Avengers headquarters. One of the co-directors, I believe it was, did a study abroad with us. So or studied a degree in script writing, and so it's nice to be featured again. You have seen UEA, even if you don't know that you have. And so that's a little bit about our campus, and our programs are listed here. The ones with the double stars, so creative writing and environmental science, are what we are known for. Our programs are standard 3 years long, as they are in the UK. We also do have some options to do built-in study abroad or year in industry options, so that gives you a year-long experience depending on what you choose. The great thing is that even if you do opt for those 4-year programs, that year in industry or a study abroad is done at a portion of the tuition fees. So you're still not paying the full tuition fee cost for the full 4 years, which is really great. And we are cost comparable to out-of-state institutions at the end of the day. I'll get to our costs in just a second. but we are on the UK Common App, kind of. That's how you can think of it. It's called UCAS. You can choose 5 options, 5 programs or 5 universities to which to apply. Our requirements at UEA are 3.3 GPA or higher. We do look at an exam score, so we either need 3 AP or IB exams or an SAT or ACT. If you do have a subject-specific requirement for your course that you're going into, we do require that in the form of an AP exam. In your essay, you'll write about demonstrated academic interest. So that's what you have done to prepare for what you want to study, why you want to go into it, and also what you might want to do afterwards. We do want students who have a firm idea of what they go into, because from day one, you are in your subject area. Some of our courses may also require interviews, auditions, or portfolios, although that's pretty few and far between with those courses that have that requirement. Our costs for tuition fees start at about $24,000 US, and they do go up from there, especially if you're in a lab course. Our cost of living is about $13,000 US for the 9 months that you're in England for that academic year. That $13,000 is an estimate. You can probably live more affordably than that in Norwich, but on the same side of that, you could probably also live more extravagantly depending on your decisions. But that kind of gives you a good baseline to see. And again, we are cost comparable to out-of-state institutions. Our scholarships start off at an automatic scholarship for £4,000 for just the first year. You can apply by essay for up to £8,000 per year. I already mentioned the sports scholarships, and we do have music scholarship options. We are FAFSA loan eligible, and you are also able to work part-time either on or off campus. Please do connect with us either via social media. We also do have a student ambassador from California. Her name is Nicole. She's in her last year at UEA for undergrad and probably continuing on to do a master's degree with us. You're also welcome to reach out to me at any of my details that are listed there. I will pop them in the chat as well, but thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Alana. We are going to come to our final presenter now with University College Dublin.
Great, thank you so much. Just gonna get started here. One moment. All right, great. So thank you everybody so much for joining me tonight. My name is Bridie Troy, and I'm here to talk about University College Dublin, also called UCD for short. So UCD is Ireland's most international and largest university. We are home to over 18,000 undergraduate students, 25% of whom hail from outside of Ireland, just like all of you. UCD is ranked #1 in Ireland by the US News and World Report, and we are in the top 1% of higher education institutions worldwide. So when you get your degree with UCD, you can be sure that you're getting a degree that is internationally ranked and internationally accredited that you'll be able to carry with you throughout the world, wherever your career takes you. So first off, I know my colleague over at Maynooth already talked up Ireland, so I don't want to reinvent the wheel, but I just love talking about the Emerald Isle. What it's like to live, study, and travel in Ireland. So in my opinion, Ireland is just the best country in which to attend college. Ireland is the only English-speaking member of the European Union, and this offers a really great gateway to the rest of Europe for American students. It is routinely voted one of the safest, one of the happiest, and one of the friendliest countries in the world. The scenery is just absolutely breathtaking, and the entire country is about the size of Illinois, making it incredibly easy to travel around and see really every corner of the island. UCD itself is located in the heart of Ireland's capital city. Dublin has one of the youngest populations in Europe, and this makes it an amazing city in which to attend college with something always going on. Dublin is considered the Silicon Valley of Europe, and we host many of the European headquarters for some of America's largest industries, opening up a lot of internship opportunities for our students. So UCD's main campus, you can see behind me and in the slide, this offers state-of-the-art learning and living facilities while we're right near the bustling city center. So we are a modern campus built on tradition. And what I mean by this is that our buildings, our research institutions, and our resources are constantly updated to offer you the best possible learning environment. At the same time, however, UCD does have a really unique and impactful history, wherein the college played a huge role in the establishment of Ireland as an independent nation, and we've educated over half of Ireland's prime ministers. We are Ireland's most international university, as I mentioned, and with this, we offer a lot of international student supports. We have a global lounge. We have guaranteed international on-campus accommodation. And we have over 160 clubs and societies. So all this kind of comes together to help you feel at home in this really tight-knit community, even when you're all the way across the ocean. So a little bit more about our campus. We are pretty similar to a traditional US college campus with all of the many amenities that we offer. We offer academic supports, including libraries throughout campus dedicated to different academic disciplines. We have student advisors and math and writing centers to help you in your courses. Additionally, we offer a lot of personal support in the way of peer mentorship, student health and counseling services, and a wellness text line. I talked a little bit about accommodation, but it is guaranteed for incoming international students. So we have rooms for over 3,000 students on campus. We are actually building another 1,000 that should be ready by next fall. So by the time all of you enroll, you'll be ready to stay in one of our new dorms. Each of these are incredibly modern and apartment style setup. So no matter where you live on campus at UCD, you will have your own private bedroom and a shared kitchen and bathroom with maybe 4 or 5 other students. So about the actual academics, we do offer over 70 undergraduate courses, including a liberal arts and sciences pathway and professional programs in law, medicine, and veterinary medicine. So at UCD, you probably kind of got an idea of the European system through some of the first speakers. And additionally, we do have this direct entry pathway. So we offer 2 pathways to a degree. One is direct entry, as you heard about, and one is the liberal arts and sciences degree. So many of our programs that are direct entry offer a 3-year bachelor's degree or a 4-year combined master's degree. So this means that you can start studying your degree right away without having to take any general education requirements. However, if you're a bit more undecided and you want some more time to decide, we do offer a standard liberal arts and sciences degree that mirrors this American 4-year timeline. So we do have an extensive alumni network with a hands-on career center, making UCD the #1 college for employability in Ireland. Great. So applying to UCD is fairly simple. We have very transparent entry requirements on our website. So you can log on to ucd.ie/global to see the exact requirements for your chosen major. We do have test flexible pathways this year, but for the most part, it is an academic review process looking at your test scores and your GPA. You can apply directly at UCD, or we are on the Common Application. One thing to note is that when applying to UCD, you will apply to your specific major, and in this way, we do differ from American institutions. But if you have any questions about that, definitely reach out to me. Applications are now open and rolling into the summer, so if you are a senior right now, there's still time to apply and still time to secure a scholarship. Which brings me to my next point. I often hear many people worrying about the price tag of studying abroad. And honestly, it is very price comparable to a US university. In fact, at UCD, over 80% of our international students do receive a scholarship. Additionally, we offer the FAFSA, we accept the FAFSA, we accept federal loans, private loans, and the GI Bill. So very similar ways to fund your degree overseas as there might be at home. So that's the end of my formal presentation, but if you have any questions, please reach out to me to learn more or visit our website just to look around. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Now I'm going to ask all of our presenters to actually come up here because I've got 2 questions for you, and we'll answer in the exact same order in which you all presented here. But the first, just to get started here, give an interesting or fun fact about your school that you didn't tell us already. So something that might spark our eye or anybody who's listening live or in the recording might really enjoy. John Cabot?
Yeah, I guess not many people know that John Cabot was an explorer. So, you know, if you ever were wondering what type of student that John Cabot looks for, it's a person like John Cabot.
All right, and Maynooth University, what do you have to add here?
Oh, just one thing I wanted to add is that we have a super awesome orientation week for incoming international students. We have a lot of events planned with the student union and other facilities on campus, and it really gives students a chance to mix and mingle and get to know other international students as well as the Irish students.
Great. Oxford Brookes?
Yeah, I'd probably point to a fun event that we do every year. So we run the One World Week. So it's really a chance for our international students to, well, I think the whole university to embrace diversity and to learn a little bit about the different cultures that are coming to the university. So yeah, it's a great event and kind of a neat fact that the school runs every year.
Awesome, thank you. University of East Anglia.
Thanks so much for asking this question, Jay. I've been waiting for this one. So the fun fact about UEA is that we are a hedgehog-friendly campus. So that's cute and adorable, but they are facing troubles in the UK, let's say. So it's nice to have a campus that is appreciative of that and trying to save them. And they're cute.
Great. University College Dublin, UCD.
Great. Well, I did mention that we have educated over half of Ireland's prime ministers, but a lot of times these former prime ministers will come to campus, and I know the actual president of Ireland right now often brings his dogs to campus, and the students love to run up and play with them.
Cute, awesome. Well, I've got one more question for you all here, and it's a little bit more back on topic, but what is some advice you would give someone going through the college search process? John Cabot University?
I would tell them to do some research on the surrounding area as well, and not just the school, but if you're a big city person and you're going to the middle of nowhere, do some research on around the area that your college is in. Yeah.
Great. Maynooth.
Totally agree with with what John Cabot said. The other thing is to ask questions. Just don't feel shy about asking questions. That's what we're here for. We're here to give you the information, to give you a good sense of what the campus and the environment is that you'll be living in. So ask questions, ask questions. That's my advice.
Great. Oxford Brookes.
Yeah, I would say probably figure out what it is that's going to motivate you when looking for the college. Like, what is the thing that drives you for a good college? And what I mean by that is, are you interested in location? Are you interested in size? Are you interested in particular programs or, research or applied? It's going to help to narrow down sort of your search. I think every school has something really nice to offer, but figuring out what it is that you need from a university is going to make it much easier for you to narrow down the choices a little bit.
Great. East Anglia?
So I know you're talking to a lot of international schools here today, but if you can come to visit us, please do. It's great to be able to step foot on campus to find that best fit. But in the meantime, we will have virtual events for you, but also I always tell students to connect via social media, but also check to see unofficially what students are saying on social media about us, and see what they're tagging us in, see what hashtags they're using about us, because I think that gives you a more full picture than just our bright and sunny official social media pages.
Yeah, absolutely. And University of College Dublin, let's close out this question.
Great. Well, my advice, which it sounds like most of you are already taking if you're at this fair, is to keep an open mind when going through the search process. It's so easy to apply to the schools that your friends are going to or that your parents graduated from, but you never know what your dream school is until you do the research. So just to echo some earlier advice, come talk to us, ask us as many questions as you need. We're here to help.
Great. Well, I'm going to close out our evening then. It looks like we are all complete with all of you great schools. So thank you all so much for giving us your presentation. I really appreciate that. Thank you to anybody who is here live and to all you watching the recording. We are grateful that you've been here. When you close this out, there will be a short survey, about 4 questions, and we would love your feedback. Also, this is just one of many sessions, so feel free to register for more. And in about 1 week, you'll be able to find this recording at strivescan.com/Illinois. I'm going to stop sharing, and you all have a wonderful evening. Bye now.